to watch that person go to just subscribe to you, and that'd be fucking hilarious. Grindhouse Grotto just went live. That's all right. So we're
How's it
good.
going, everybody? We got the real James Grimm, and we got King 7 here. We're just doing a little impromptu live stream on my channel. They're going to be probably carrying this conversation tonight because I am sick and I get winded very easily. So let them kind of channel carry this conversation. Just wanted to see who was online. Just got chat with everybody.
Excuse me. Yeah, man. Hope you get better.
Thanks, man.
So how does that with Dylan, with that monetization you just had a moment ago? How'd that go? Dylan?
Hey, we got my real life buddy, Elliot Johnson. He's my good friend in actual real life, and him and I served in the military together, man. And he's a good guy.
Oh, nice.
He's in the channel with us.
Hey, Elliot. How's it going, man?
How's it going, 80s nostalgia guy? You're one funny guy, I tell you what.
Yes, sir.
Some fun.
Jeff Link, what is up?
Geoff
Link.
5 people in here, man. So how's everybody doing tonight?
My eyes are burning.
So we got some pretty cool movies coming up here later on this year. What are you guys' thoughts on these? On this upcoming series of movies we have? You know, we have Pet Sematary coming out. We got Child's Play. What else we got? We got Terminator coming out later this year, which I'm super excited for.
The Joker movie.
Joker. We got some cool Disney movies if that's your thing. So it's going to be a really cool, really good year for movies, actually.
Got some Star Wars, yeah.
But Star Wars, you heard all that.
Yeah. I'm actually excited for Endgame. You know that because I really liked the Infinity War. I thought it was really good, and I think it could have been better. There were some things that could have been better. Why would Thor stab him in the chest and not the face? Like, come on, man. It's doesn't make sense.
I'm actually really looking forward to the Child's Play remake. It's been a long time since I've actually been excited over a Child's Play.
Oh yeah, dude. Child's Play. So Bronco Juggalo, he hit me up, or I commented on his review, and I was like, dude, I don't like this movie. He's like, just watch it again. So last night I started watching it again. I didn't finish it. I got about halfway through, and I was like, yeah, this is not any different than what I remember. This is the same shitty movie I remember. I don't know how you feel about it, but in my opinion, the first 2 Child's Plays are the movies to watch. The rest are just trash.
I like the first 3, and then after the first 3, I don't care for them too much. I don't like the Bride of Chucky. As soon as they brought Tiffany on, and they had, Chucky's face all sewn up, he's got the scars and all that. That's kind of when I lost interest in the series, to be quite honest with you. You're pretty quiet over there, Tyler. What you doing, man? You still there?
Hey, Dylan, you there?
I'm sorry, Dylan. Why did I think it was Tyler? That's horrible. You there, man?
I went live. I had two people subscribe to me, and I'm like, damn, should I just stay live? No, that's all good. Dude, that person, Tammy. Oh, I hope she's not coming here. That would be just.
Don't invite her in here, man. For real.
Oh, I tried blocking her last night. Like, not from my channel, but just I reported her. YouTube didn't do anything about it. It's weird.
So, what movies are everybody? What movies are our viewers? What are you excited to see this year for new releases? Besides Terminator, because I know everybody that's on my channel is excited about Terminator. But what other movies are you all excited to see?
Hey, Jeff Link liked Halloween. Oh, this he's a nostalgia guy. Liked, he's looking for Rambo 6.
Oh yes, it's Rambo 5 actually.
It is Rambo 5, isn't it?
Yes,
Rambo was Rambo 4.
yes, it's Rambo. It's Rambo 5, the last one.
So it's gonna be John Rambo, right?
Yes. The new Elliot, the new James Bond movie is reportedly going to be coming out in 2020. So we've got to. They haven't even started filming it yet. It's still in early production right now. Infinity War Part 2. Yeah, I'm not too big into the Marvel universe. Our buddy Braden's heavily into it. That's his shit right there. Are you still there, buddy? Dylan, you still there?
What are you doing, man?
His mic might be messing up. You might want to message him on Messenger, ask him what's going on.
Yeah.
We've lost somebody. Got a casualty.
What's going on, Dylan? Don't make me cut you.
Yeah, we're just here hanging out, just a couple bros, just talking about movies. Oh, somebody just messaged me.
All right, I'm gonna voice message him and be like, "What are you doing, man? What's going on? I can't hear you."
Right. Don't we have It Chapter 2 coming out at some point too?
We do, yes, this year.
Yep. I haven't seen the new It movie yet.
What's that?
I haven't seen the new It remake yet.
It's pretty good.
So I'm gonna have to watch that because I've heard some pretty good things about it. I've obviously seen the original. The original It was a really long movie. It was just so long. It was like 3 hours long. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm excited for a Stranger Things season 3.
Oh yes, I can't wait for that series to come out. Season 3.
July 4th.
Yep, gonna be coming up here soon.
I'm excited. I'm so glad that when we talked about it on the Nightmare on Elm stream, you guys said check out Stranger Things because I had not watched it. I had no interest in watching it before. I was like, why am I going to watch a bunch of kids, seeing stranger shit, and then I watched it. And by the first 20 minutes of the first episode, I was like, okay, I'm hooked. So I watched the whole season, first season that night, and then I watched the second season a couple of days later. And I'm in love with the show. It's charming. It's great. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. David is his name. David Harbour. He's amazing. He's gonna be playing the Hellboy in the new movie. The guy's just fantastic.
Yeah, I liked season 1 and season 2. I thought season 1 was slightly better. I didn't like the story arc in season 2 where they introduced Eleven's sister, I guess, where they took her to the city and stuff, and they had those punks that were doing vandalism and all that. I thought it was kind of weird.
I didn't like that.
I didn't like that. I felt like it wasn't needed. It didn't need to be in the story. It didn't serve a purpose at all. I like Steve's character in season 2, how they changed him from being kind of a jerk to kind of like a role model. He was like a hero and like a role model to the kids.
I hated him in season 1. And season 2 came around, towards the end of season 1, I actually started to like him. When he got at the very final episode, he gave the Christmas present, which was the camera, which I was like, oh, that was really cool. And then season 2 came along, and then he stepped up his game, and then he was a character that I became invested in and really enjoyed watching.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking about?
I like Billy's character too. How he's got a freaking like a mullet and everything, and he's I don't know. He's just a really interesting character. I'm just interested to see what they're gonna do with Billy's character and wow, what's the girl's name? The redheaded girl.
Max, right?
Yeah, Maxine. what they're going to do with their two characters, because we don't really know anything about their family and like why they came to the town. So that'd be interesting. So we got 7 viewers. What's going on, everybody?
Hello, 7 viewers. You're all my children now.
Geoff Link says, I hope they fix Star Wars, but I doubt it will happen. Yeah. I hope that they turn around the series, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and I was very disappointed with the last film, The Last Jedi. They ruined a lot of things for me. It's hard to go back once they've ruined things in their head. So we'll see.
I really think J.J. Abrams is gonna he's gonna fix everything that Rian Johnson messed up completely. I really felt like The Force Awakens was set up to make Rey be something special, but all she is just another person with midichlorians. I'm assuming, since she has the ways of the Force, and Rian Johnson just ruined it all, made her actually a no one, a nobody. She's not important really to the galaxy. In those regards, Rian Johnson really fucked up, and I really don't want him to touch any more Star Wars. But he's gonna get his own trilogy apparently. So
I don't like how they've been literally killing off the legacy characters every single film. We got an important person being killed off. First film it was Han Solo. The second film it was Luke Skywalker. And then we know that Carrie Fisher has already died in real life, so she's gonna die in this film. We already know that. So it's literally killing off an important character every movie. I feel like it's not needed. I don't know.
yeah,
I understand they gotta bring in the new characters and they gotta put the emphasis on them, but I just felt like it wasn't needed to do that.
kind of Rocky did that too, but they did it in a much more classy type of way. When you had Mickey die, and then you had Apollo Creed die, and then Adrian dies, and did Paulie die? Paulie died, right?
I'm sorry. What? And Paulie died in. Man, I think didn't he die in the new Creed movie? I don't know. I haven't watched the two new Creed movies. I've only watched Rocky 1.
Jeff says, "Did you guys read Terminator Infiltrator yet?"
Not yet.
I didn't.
I haven't really had the chance yet, to be honest with you. I definitely do want to sit down and read that novel, because it's very fascinating. And if we are getting that in this new movie, I kind of want to know a little bit about the story.
I was going to put Grindhouse out of his misery and read it to him, but
right.
God, Dylan, I heard your voice a moment ago. What's up, man?
Dylan's just been silently in the waiting.
Dude, he's MIA.
MIA? What the hell's going on? Dylan, you there, man? You alive?
He's like, what the fuck do I say?
I think we scared him, man.
I hope not.
He's just in the background giving the deuces.
I know, right?
Just dropping them deuces.
You guys have much thought on the new Joker film? I'm excited to see it. We haven't been given enough, really. I mean, we've been given a lot in regards to scenes of the Joker on the subway and in the streets with him without makeup, him with makeup. So we've been given that, but we haven't been really given what this is even going to be called, what's going to be really happening, what kind of origin is this. Joaquin Phoenix looks like he's doing a great job, so I'm excited to see it. I want to see what they're going to do with this DC. It's a non-DCEU movie, so definitely want to see if it's going to be any continuation or have any sort of kind of story with the Batman being done by Matt Reeves or something. So I'm curious how that's going to play out.
Yeah, I don't know honestly how I feel about this Joker movie. I think Joaquin Phoenix looks pretty good as Joker. I like the makeup they did it for him and the style that they're going with this film, but I won't really be able to say 100% whether I like this film or not until I see the first trailer.
Yeah.
When is that one that comes out later this year?
Yeah, I don't know if an actual Date has been announced yet? I don't think so, but this year for sure. I'm pretty sure. Maybe October. I could be wrong.
Speaking of that, what do you all think about the state of the DC universe? It's like it's non-existent right now, man. Like they've really, I don't know, ever since the Nolan, ever since the Dark Knight trilogy, I don't know, man. I'm not into it like I used to be.
I think I don't know. I think it's really a bad state because the MCU is so good, so kid friendly, of course. I'm a DCU EU guy. I like the films, maybe not Suicide Squad that much, but I really loved Man of Steel. I'm a huge Batman vs Superman fan. Not a lot of people are. A lot of people just hate that movie. I personally love it. I've not seen Aquaman yet, but Wonder Woman was great. I thought Justice League was better. Better in comparison to the long 3 hours of Batman vs Superman. I do love it, I said, but it was a long movie. I like it. I like what they're doing, but it sounds like they're going to change that and focus on one character at a time and a character's arc, like a trilogy, from what I've read. So, I mean, honestly, they jumped the gun doing Justice League so quickly.
Yeah, they should have developed the other characters first before they try to do a mashup with all the characters. I agree 100%.
Yeah, let's see. Damn, Dylan's MIA.
I wonder if he can hear us, but like he can't figure out how to fix his microphone. We'll message him again and see what's going on.
Yeah, I sent him a voice message just now.
Elliot says, I'm a little oversaturated with superhero movies, in my opinion. I agree 100%, Elliot. I'm pretty burned out with superhero films. Like I said, really the only ones that I like are the DC Universe movies like Batman, Superman. Really the only superhero films that I care about.
Yeah, I am too. I'm excited to see how Marvel wraps up this 10-year story with Endgame, and then from there, I'm gonna take a break. I guess speaking of Marvel, not to bring up anything too controversial, but what do you guys think of Brie Larson and the comments she made during like her press tour of Captain Marvel?
I haven't been following. What exactly?
So I'm going to be paraphrasing. So she said something along these lines. Something about how she wants more women during her press tours because there's a lot of maybe she's too. I don't know, what was it? There's too many white males in comparison to females.
God.
And
here we go again.
And it's like, are you trying to cost Marvel millions of dollars?
Okay, Dylan said he's back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
Good. We were just worried about you, man. We wanted to make sure that you didn't hurt yourself or something.
Oh, no, good. Thanks very much, man. Had to finish something. Yeah. What are you talking about?
We're talking about Marvel, the Marvel universe, and Brie Larson, I guess is her name. And she made some controversial comments about there not being enough women on set, and all that. And she's trying to push the feminist agenda, basically.
Man.
Yeah, so me personally, I'm not hating on her for saying something like that. Like, don't get me wrong. The thing is I really do think she could have worded it differently instead of, because what she did was pretty much she took a group of people and then she decided to single out another group of people for another group of people rather than just being. I wish she just would have worded it a little bit better with saying, I wish there was a little bit more diversity for these press tours I have. If she had just used different words, I think it wouldn't be such a big deal. But I know it's been kind of big. People are like making a really big deal out of it.
I have nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong with people having their point of view, and I have nothing against the feminist movement. If that's what they believe, that's what they believe, and I feel like everybody's has the right to have their own opinions. It's just when it's being forced down my throat, it just pisses me off, and that's what I feel like a lot of the feminists and you know, this social justice movement, they're forcing it down people's throats. It feels like, and it's not needed. We go to the movie theater to be entertained. We don't want to go there to watch political stuff. You know?
Exactly, and that's what we kind of talked about during your Terminator live stream we did the other night. We kind of like, because I think someone asked that question as well, and we're like, yeah, I mean, there's no problem with it, but it's when Hollywood tries to stick it down your throat and try to get political with it, that's when things become a problem. And I really hope that's not the case here.
Yeah,
But
it's just becoming more and more common. I mean, I feel like women. No, like I said, no offense to women. I love women. I'm very respectful for women. I'm not sexist by any means, but it seems like it's becoming more prevalent, and women are becoming more emboldened to make these kind of comments. And it's almost like they women feel like it's their time now, and they've got to come forward and put men in their place or whatever. I mean, all these franchises that we all grew up on as kids, like the Rocky series, Ghostbusters. Trying to think of another series, which has been, Star Wars to a certain extent. With The Last Jedi, there was a feminist angle in there.
yeah,
All these series that we've grown and loved, kids, are being taken over by this feminist movement, and it's really disappointing. It shouldn't be political. It should be just about the movie.
right. Whether there's a male or a female lead, it shouldn't matter. Like, if that's the thing, is people take that narrative and they'll be like, that. When I loved when movies would come out and there'd be a male lead or a female lead, and no one had to be like, oh, it's a female lead because of this and because of this. It's like, dude, that's a female lead because it's an integral piece of the story. Like, people just use all this craziness to create backlash and to create sides. And okay, I'm done with politicalness. Yeah. See, I'm getting jumbled with my own words. Let's talk about movies again without the craziness. Welcome back, Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
What are your
Great
thoughts
time.
on being is that you live in the UK? Are things different over there as far as as media goes and movies and perception of movies?
I mean, I wouldn't say they're really different. I noticed like in Ireland that there's not much talk when it comes to horror films. Like we don't really get like all these screenings of all these cool movies. We get like, I guess, the more popular ones, but we don't get like, say Overlord came out. I don't think we got many screenings of that. Suspiria, I think we had like one screening of Suspiria. So in terms of film, we don't really have it that well over here, which is very disappointing.
Mm. It's interesting you say that because do they make film? I don't know. I'm not educated on this, but does the UK have their own films that we don't see over here?
I don't actually. Sorry, one second. Yeah, it's a good question. There's a horror movie that came out, I think yesterday. It's an Irish one. Hold on. I might have to find it. I don't know if you've heard about it, but like one of the only. Yeah, it's called The Hole in the Ground.
Hmm.
I'll link it to you on like maybe IMDb. Yeah, that'll do. But it doesn't look that good. But it's kind of like one of the only horror movies in Ireland. So this would be the only film I think you maybe haven't seen. They might have shown at the what's that film festival they do? Is it Sunny?
The Con Festival.
I'm not sure what it's called. Anyway, but maybe there's a few festivals that kind of play it at. But as of right now, I can't imagine America having any screenings of this movie.
Mm.
Let me link it to you really quickly.
So somebody in the comments section, 80s nostalgia guys, Disney will make a live action remake of Terminator called Terminator Age of Frozen. On your comment about Disney, and basically the Disney takeover, Disney's basically buying up all these production companies, and they're just basically they're having a monopoly on the entertainment industry, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And so now, because they own so many different companies, they basically can just force their PG-13 movies down our throat. Either they're PG and PG-13 movies, And I like Disney. I don't want to sit here and bash Disney because I do enjoy the classic Disney films from my youth, but I feel like they're getting a little bit greedy. They've got Marvel, they've got 20th Century Fox. Who else do they own? They bought up all these different companies, and they're just. They got the Alien franchise. So how you gonna tell me that Disney is gonna make a good Alien movie? I don't know. I just found it hard to believe.
They do. Wow.
Disney now owns the Alien franchise.
When the hell that happened?
They bought 20th Century Fox and 20th Century Fox, the Alien series.
You're right. Yeah. Is it official though? Like, because I know they were talking. It's been in talks for a long time. It's been official that they've been in talks. But is there anything official that they actually purchased it and own the rights to it?
No, they own. Actually, Disney did a press conference a while ago and made some comments on what they're gonna do moving forward with the Alien franchise. And they said that it's still gonna be a rated R franchise, even though Disney owns it. It's gonna be rated R. Okay. So they're not going to make it PG or PG-13. I don't even know how you can make an Alien movie and make it PG-13 or PG. It wouldn't be right. But it's just my opinion, because I feel like, with Disney having their hands in everything, they basically can dictate, what we're going to be watching essentially. If they want to put all their emphasis into the Marvel universe, then that's what we're forced to watch. And if they want to do something else, they're pulling all the strings. So we're forced to watch whatever Disney wants us to watch at this point, because they own so much.
Yeah.
And how do we get? What?
Oh no, I was gonna say that's very accurate. Yeah.
It makes me so angry because I love the Alien series. It's one of my favorite sci-fi series. And I definitely want to get into doing some more Alien reviews and talking about the Alien series. Speaking of that, they've got a new online Alien series called Alien Isolation. And if you go to the YouTube page IGN, they have the entire seven episode series on their channel. It's over almost 2 hours long if you watch all the episodes, and it's actually really good.
Damn.
It's an animated series, but really good stuff. I actually watched a little bit of it the other night. I'm probably gonna try to watch some of it again tonight. But yeah, I want to get more into discussing the Alien franchise, because that's one of my favorite film series.
Yeah, Alien, it's good. It's good. I had actually, prior to me buying it a few months back, I had never seen it in Blu-ray, and I was like, wow, this for a movie this old, it looks pretty good, and it still stands the test of time. It's pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
You like Alien?
Actually, I've never seen any of the Alien films. But it's
I
something I want to do.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, sorry, no, it's something I want to do really soon. They're actually doing the 40th anniversary screening on, I think, from the 1st of this month to the 7th. So I'm going to try and make it to one of the screenings.
Nice.
I like Predator as well.
Oh, Predator's great, man.
Yeah, I like the Predator series. So 80s nostalgia guy said the only reason I'd be okay with Disney owning the Terminator franchise is so that they can make a Terminator themed park at Disneyland. That's a good point, man. There is a plus side to Disney owning all the rights to this stuff, because then they can make theme parks. But for us movie fans, I don't know, man. I'm a little bit upset about all this. I'm upset that Disney's just buying up all this stuff, and it's now all in Disney's hands. They basically run the show. He's like,
exactly, and yeah, like you were saying before, they're kind of monopolizing the whole the industry pretty much at this point. And in a way, I almost wish that it was Comcast who almost bought 20th Century, right?
I don't know. I don't know who the other competitors were to get the rights, but I just know Alien purchased the rights to 20th Century Fox. Yes, Geoff Link. Yeah, I knew about the video game. I was just putting it out there to anybody who hasn't seen the web series yet. It is actually Alien Isolation is a video game, and they basically did all they took all the CGI scenes from that movie or from that video game, and they made a web series based off of it.
What do you think about Blumhouse if they decide to start kind of like get the rights to many of the popular horror franchises? Like, do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea?
It all depends. Like Scream, I'd be down for a Scream. Uh,
Yeah,
Friday
I
the
think.
13th.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. My bad.
Um, I don't mind Blumhouse, to be quite honest with you. I think they're pretty respectful for the most part to these long-standing horror series. I think they did a pretty decent job with Halloween 2018. My only gripe is that the selection of the directors. That's where I feel like they're gonna get into some bad, where things can get bad with these series is. As a production company, I think they're good, but maybe some of their choices on who's going to direct the films or who's going to write the stories. I feel like that's what always fails these different series is they select another director and the direction they want to take these films. Hey, what's up, Mikey Daniel? We're just doing just an impromptu live stream. We're just basically free form talking about whatever comes up. How you doing tonight, Mikey?
Yeah, Blumhouse. Go back to Blumhouse a little bit. With what they do with Halloween 2018. Okay, so it was a good movie. It was a cool movie. I enjoyed it. Grindhouse Grotto's over here sitting here like I'm fucking Halloweened out right now.
So I'm so burned out from Halloween. I know you guys know the series, but dude, I am so burned out from Halloween.
No, I don't blame you.
Literally go 5 years without seeing a Halloween film. I tried to watch Halloween 5 the other night, just because Halloween 5 is the one that I've seen the least out of the series, and so I kind of wanted to watch it and see if I could gain a little bit more respect for it. And I got maybe a third of the way through the film, and I am just shutting it off. I was like, man, I'm just so burned out from Halloween.
I think then Killer Flicks is definitely not the right Facebook page for you. 24/7 Halloween there.
It's a lot of Halloween there.
I love Halloween. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing Halloween because I'm one of the biggest Halloween fans, just like you guys are. Just, the promotional material, all the promotion for 2018 is really.
Oh man, I fucking hate that. It was too much.
It's like I was eating, sleeping, and breathing Halloween for like a year straight. That's what I felt like.
Oh yeah.
It's every time I turned around, somebody was talking about Halloween or Halloween this, Halloween that. Jamie Lee Curtis farts on set, and they have to do a video about it.
Oh man, she's a whole different story. I don't even want to get into that.
Bad? Is it bad stuff?
Oh yeah. I'm not a. I mean, as much as I like her as an actress, or like, oh, I'm done with Halloween. Wait, no, I'm not. One more. I'm done. No more. I'm done with one more. Okay, we'll do one more, but I want to die in it. Okay, one more. I'll do it again. But this is the final Jamie. Okay, one more. It's like they just keep doing one more.
Yeah, she's definitely milking the series big time. I question her dedication to the series. I question Jamie Lee Curtis's dedication to Halloween. In the interviews, you can tell that she's not interested. She's there just to basically, promote the movie, and that's it. It's just I respect Jamie Lee Curtis, but I don't know. You gotta question her motives.
I seen someone on Facebook in the Killer Flicks page say that Jamie Lee Curtis is more focused on making her character Laurie seem like a good character rather than she really is in the franchise. She doesn't care about the franchise. She just wants Laurie to come off as this strong, independent woman. Which, I mean, makes sense. She's all about this whole women stuff, which is fine. Like, definitely, it's great. But I don't know. It's coming into film too much now. Like, every movie I've seen in the last 3 years, it's all about women and how they're so strong and that men are in the wrong or something.
Yeah, Tim Miller, and I know I've talked a lot about Terminator, but Tim Miller and James Cameron in their interviews have basically said the same thing about Linda Hamilton's character as Sarah Connor. You know, they're taking how she was in Terminator 2 and they're stepping it up a notch. She's supposed to be this like ruthless, you know, badass. She's gonna be hunting Terminators in this film, basically, is what I'm taking away from it. She's gonna be hunting Arnold's character, possibly. I think they're trying to bring the same angle that Halloween did with Laurie Strode. They're trying to do the same thing with Sarah Connor. And we'll have to see. Like, we'll know a little bit more when the trailer comes out, but that's the angle I think they're going with her character, is just making her absolutely ruthless and badass in this film.
That's fair, man. I mean, it's definitely good. Like having a woman like go after the predator. That's a good idea, but I don't want like all these horror movies to follow after Halloween.
Right, I agree. So, change subject here quite a little bit. You guys know I love Friday the 13th. Man, they really need to hurry up with this lawsuit, guys. I need another Friday the 13th movie, big time. I'm dying here waiting for another Friday the 13th movie. There's only so many times I can rewatch these films before I just need something to quench my thirst, so to speak. What are you guys' thoughts on this lawsuit, and when do you think we're gonna get another Friday movie?
Sorry, someone was messaging me about some shit. We're talking about Friday the 13th, the lawsuit, and like opinions of like, man, I totally just like blanked that shit. Right? We're talking about Friday the 13th and like what we expect or what we want, or
no. When do you think we'll get a new Friday the 13th sequel? You know, and what are your thoughts on the whole lawsuit that's been going on?
I want to say no earlier than 2021.
A long time, man.
Long time away.
Like, you know, a good 2 years, because honestly, I don't want anything sooner than that, because, and it's not because I don't want to see it. It's just like, I want them to think hard. I want them to create a story that's compelling, that's going to make Jason scary. It's going to bring back the lore of the character. And I want them to do something that us, the fans, can be really happy with. Like the 2009 remake, I love that movie. And a lot of people don't like it. I never understood the hate for it. And you agree with me on that one, Grindhouse. Like that's a great movie. Some of the acting is like subpar, but it's a great movie. And if they're obviously not going to go and do a remake to that movie. But I would love to see Derek Mears back.
Yeah. You know, I know this is not going to happen. I know they're not going to do a sequel to the remake. It's been too long, and I don't think they'd be able to get some of the actors back.
Yeah.
And quite honest with you, I wouldn't mind. I mean, I might be the minority here, but I wouldn't mind a sequel to the remake, to be quite honest with you.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, they can have a sequel to the remake where everyone actually died. You know, he at the very end, he jumps out of the dock and pulls down the sister, you know, and maybe those kids were never found.
Right.
So everyone from that night was never found.
And they can always improve upon the story from the remake and make it better in this new sequel. You know, to kind of fix some of the complaints that people had. You know, I thought some of the biggest things that I didn't like about the 2009 remake was the second set of characters that we got. I thought the beginning of the movie, you know, the opening sequences of the movie, like the first literally 25 minutes of the film, we got invested in those characters, and then they were killed off, and then we were introduced to like these like douchebag characters who were like, you know, really pretty actors. It looked really out of place in a Friday the 13th film, in my opinion.
Right.
You know, they got these really like
attractive
people to play the characters. They just didn't look natural to me.
So Mikey Daniel is curious about this lawsuit that we're referring to. So pretty much what happened, if I'm correct here, or correct me if I'm wrong, is that Victor Miller pretty much didn't receive royalties from the franchise over time. So all these years he wasn't getting a cut of all like the royalties from making, you know, from the money that the series is making. So a lawsuit was filed, which halted production or development of the game. And so it goes further deeper into it. Like you know a little bit more about it, right?
Yeah, they're actually I believe Sean Cunningham and Paramount is basically pursuing an appeal of Victor Miller's lawsuit, so we're going to be in court even longer now. So I mean, who knows at this point, man? I'm so fed up with this whole thing going on, and I agree with you, James. I feel like they need to put a lot of effort into this film and really and make a really thought out Friday the 13th film. I don't want them to rush it at all. Same time though, man, it's been 10 years since we've had a Friday film. It's the longest Friday the 13th drought that we've had. I mean, this has been a long time. If you think about the span between these movies, how long we went between Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X, that's pale in comparison to how long we've had to wait for this film.
Very true. Very true.
It's crazy. It's the longest we ever had to go without a Friday movie. And, you know, honestly, I feel like the longer they go it, the more it's going to hurt the franchise. I mean, these horror series that we grew up and loved, they're dependent on fan nostalgia. And you're going to get to a certain point where this new generation is going to be watching these films, going to have no idea what the heck Friday the 13th is. And, you know, we're all going to age out of the series. We're the people that grew up on them are going to age out of the series, and there's going to be nothing there. You know?
I have a question.
Go for it.
No, finish off. It's fine.
No. I was just agreeing with. I was going to say I agree with Grotto.
Okay. Why do you think we like these old franchises so much? Why do you think we like these, you know, more than the new horror franchises coming out? Like The Conjuring, that's great. Like, but obviously Michael Myers, Jason, that's like a whole different level. Why do you think it is that we like these so much more?
Nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia definitely. It's always fun to revisit these films. It just for me at least, there's little cues or little nods in these movies that remind me of being a kid again. And it's not so much about, you know, the horror genre itself. It's more or less the character and you know, the nostalgia that you get from different aspects of the movie. That makes sense.
I get you, man. I get you.
Yeah. I would say same thing. It's pretty much with like these characters, they're all fairly older kind of characters, so nostalgia plays a really huge part in wanting to see them. Also, I mean, when you're comparing The Conjuring or most of these movies that have come out within the last 15 years or so, I really can't think of any horror or too many horror villains that have been as iconic as, say, Freddy Krueger or Jason or Michael or the Tall Man or Pinhead or you know, there's so many, Leatherface and even Ghostface. You know, I can't think of too many movies that have had villains that are that iconic as even 1996's Scream. So the thing is, there's something about today's movies that just doesn't capture the same feeling that the older movies did. The originality is gone, and the ability to create characters that are memorable and you want to see more of is becoming less. I don't know. It's not easy, or maybe it's not easy, but it's just not. Apparently, it's either something the production companies don't care about, or it's just that originality is totally gone and they don't really give a shit. They just want money.
You know what it is for me, though, also is that, you know, these series like 13. Hey, I think you're getting a lot of feedback. I don't know whose speaker it is, but it's like really distracting. All I hear is the speaker.
Let me check mine real quick.
Really, I hear that too. It's hard to hear whoever's talking.
Yeah, it's so hard to talk over the speaker. You there, James?
Hey, were you just hearing it still? Because I muted it.
Yeah, it's definitely you. Like you're getting like, it's like you can hear it in the background. I can hear like your speaker and stuff. It's really loud.
Let me switch to my headset real quick.
Okay. So what I was getting to is these ongoing, you know, series like Halloween and Friday the 13th and, you know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre and these, you know, classic horror franchises that we have all grown and love on. It's, to me, it's like that old friend that you want to check in on every once in a while. That's how I see the series. Like you just get invested in these characters, and every once in a while you feel like you just got to check in on them and see how they're doing, you know?
Yeah, I get you, man. I get
Can you guys hear us now? I'm sorry about that. All right, can you hear us now? Can you guys hear us now? Okay, sorry about that. So what we were discussing, we were talking about Blu-ray and 4K and the future of physical media. And recently, Samsung did a press conference where they basically stated they are no longer going to be producing Blu-ray or 4K players. Yep, Samsung's out of the game, man. And we all know Samsung's like the leading producer of physical media, you know, or of physical media players. So that's very alarming, guys. I'm really scared, to be honest with you, about the future of physical media. It's the first time I've really worried about the future of physical media.
physical media is always the thing. You're like, oh no, it'll be fine. Like you're never going to stop making DVDs and Blu-rays, but it could happen.
Yeah, they basically said that there's not enough market. There's not enough profit to continue making these players. Physical media market has slowed down. I don't know, because let me ask you guys this: how many people do you know that actually collect digital downloads? I don't know anybody, and all my friends, I don't know anybody that actually collects them or anybody that actually redeems them.
I have a few on my computer, but I don't like downloading things. Number one, because it's very sketchy.
Right.
But I also at the same time I don't collect horror movies. You
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, I will always be a physical media person. I'll never give it up. I love having the movie in my hands, being able to pull it off a shelf, just like I used to do back in the day when I go to the video store. I just pull it off a shelf and watch it. It's kind of ingrained in me. I'm never going to give it up.
Yeah, that's the best way to be, though. Definitely.
Mm. Yeah, man. Because at the end of Mhm. Exactly, you actually own the movie. It's a good feeling. Yeah, I watched Upside Down Six's Terminator live stream earlier. He's a pretty good YouTuber. I enjoy his content. I was on there chatting it up with him earlier about Terminator. I would definitely like to do a collaboration with Upside Down Six in the future if he's down to do that.
Great idea, man. You should contact him about that.
Oh, yeah.
All about getting your name out there, man.
Yeah, Elliot makes a really good point. Digital downloads are never going to match the quality of physical media because it's based off the streaming speed. So I think somebody told me that even on like the best streaming services, like you're only watching like 25 megabytes per second or something like that, whereas Blu-ray and 4K can go up to like 250 or like 250 megabytes per second or something like that. Like the frame rate is a lot faster on Blu-ray and 4K. So, you know, I will never be a fan of streaming. I just can't get into it. I mean, I'll stream movies if it's a new release and it hasn't been released on on Blu-ray or 4K yet. You know, that's the only way I can see it. I'll stream it, but I prefer to actually own it. Well, we could be in that. We could be in some dark times here coming up if these other companies stop supporting Blu-ray and 4K. Man, dude, that's gonna be it's basically just gonna be these small distributing companies like Scream Factory and Arrow that they're all it's gonna be left. You know,
I'll be right back.
the diehards like us. And those are like the only companies are these little small independent companies are the only ones producing movies to a certain point. Right, right. It's just Samsung right now who has come forward and said they're no longer supporting Blu-ray or 4K. And they're still making the TVs, so people are still going to be buying the TVs and stuff. You know what I mean? But you know what? You know what it really comes down to is that people buy Xbox and they buy PlayStation, so they get the players already on their video game systems. So there's no need to go out and buy a Blu-ray player or a 4K player when they've already got it built into their video game system. And that's what's really hurt these companies, you know. I mean, Sony's profiting from it and Microsoft, but these other companies. sad time amongst us. Well, hey guys, you guys want to wrap this live stream up? I'm getting kind of anxious to kind of just, my lungs are killing me, guys. Everybody know, if you weren't here for the beginning of the live stream, I am sick, so I'm struggling right now to talk. I'm kind of wheezing. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thanks everybody for coming out, and I look forward to doing more live streams in the future. Like I said, I'm definitely down to get Upside Down 6 to come on the channel and invite James and Dylan to join us as well and talk about Terminator. We'll just get a group of Terminator fans together and discuss the films. I'd definitely enjoy that. And thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it.